What's good? It's your boy Rob, YouTube. I'm back with another video, man. And as always, you know, got a few things going on today. But you already know we gotta feed the monster. Gotta get some gas. I can't get my damn... Alright, well I guess I'll slide it. I can't get my damn card to tap. Anyway, saying something. Okay. Y'all gotta run out to the county, man. Pick up some stuff for some of my people that's in jail right now. I gotta go out there and grab their personal belongings and stuff. So, you know how that go, man. Today is a different type of day, though, man. It's my homeboy's birthday, a young cat that I used to ride motorcycles with. It's his birthday today, so me and the fellas probably gonna get together sometime tonight and take a couple shots for him or whatever. And, you know, just remember him the best way we can, man, and the way that he would have wanted us to do it. So that's about it, man. I got up this morning, did all my stretching and stuff, and I got that dry erase board up with all my goals and stuff that I want to do for the year, or just going on, like just going forward in my life anyway. It's not even a New Year's resolution. It's not something that I just want to do for now or whatever. Like the goals that I put on this board, it's like 10 of them. It's just stuff that I want to accomplish, like, period. You know what I mean? I feel like it's going to help me get to where I need to be in life right now, man. You know, I'm trying to get that bag up, trying to put my kids in the dopest position I can put them in. So, you know what it is, man. Yeah, I done pumped this gas. It's kind of cold out here. I mean, like, it's cold as hell for real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Get up in this car and get out here to the county and grab this stuff real quick. So we out here at the Stark County Jail. It's been a long time since I done been out here for sure. Like, it's been a long time, especially since I've been in here, like actually incarcerated, man. Bring back some crazy thoughts and memories. This county jail right here is so bad that by the time it's time for them to send us to prison, you know, we be happy. Like, we be ready to go to prison and leave this place, man. It's like almost like a 23-and-1, but except like wherever they hold you at, you just in that specific area. Ain't no wreck. The only way you get up out of here is if you got to go see the nurse, go to court, or you can go like to chapel, like to church or whatever. But other than that, food is horrible. Just some bad conditions, man. I don't wish this place on nobody, for real, man. And this is part of that, going through that, man. And, you know, some other things I went through while I was incarcerated actually, you know, changed my life, especially the last time, because I've been to prison twice. But the last time that I got locked up, man, it kind of changed me and did something to me. I didn't do a lot of time. It was just like the fact of being locked up, somebody telling me what to do, time away from my family, people passing away while I was locked up, and all of that type of stuff, man. It really changed my life. I probably ain't gonna be able to take the camera, take y'all in here with me. I'm gonna try to take my phone though, so we can get it on video. All right, let's get up in here. I don't even know if this is where I'm supposed to be going to pick this stuff up, but I think that's the window right there. So let me see. So we're getting these contents out for him. All right, so we got the stuff up out of there for him real quick. He got a wallet and his card from when he was at work. So I gotta put this money on the phone for bruh. Well, put it on his phone and his books. He do whatever he want to do with it. But yeah, man, you know, this is the last place that anybody needs to be at, man. Like, you know, there's certain things that we do in our life that lead us down this road to getting locked up or whatever, man. But at this point in my life, man, I can see that, like, the mistakes that I made in the past was very avoidable. Like, if somebody does something to you and you defend yourself and you find yourself in a situation like this, that's a little different. But I was getting caught with, like, drugs and stuff like that, man. Messing up my record, it wasn't even worth it. All right, so as you can see, I didn't pick Phoenix up from school, and she was pretty excited to see me. She said she missed me. That's because I've been at work. So what's going on? Give me a hug. A big hug. So what's been going on?
Good.
Everything good? How was school?
Good.
Good. All right. You know it's getting close to Christmas time.
What? Christmas time?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Because today is the 12th of December. And
That's not Christmas time.
it is Christmas time. It is Christmas time.
No, not.
Almost. And so did you decide everything that you wanted for Christmas yet?
No, I know what I did. I want one thing.
All right, what's the one thing you want?
Barbie house.
A Barbie house?
Yeah.
All right, so you know in order to get this Barbie house, you're going to have to be good. You can't be bad. You can't be hitting your dad. All right.
I didn't open that.
No, don't open that. You're going to be good. See, you got to be good. You already being bad. You got to be a good little girl. All right. So, yeah. So, all Phoenix want, y'all, for Christmas is a Barbie house. You want a big one or a little one? Huh?
A big one.
All right, so she want a big Barbie house. So, we're going to see what Santa... I'm going to have to tell Santa what you want. All right?
I need to tell him.
You going to tell him yourself?
Yeah.
All right, well, you got to write Santa a letter.
I don't know.
I'll help you. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get her in the house real quick, and I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I still got to take Chase to basketball practice today, and I've been promising these kids I was gonna. No, you don't need that. And I've been promising these kids I was gonna take them to.
Who is this?
That's your name. I've been promising these kids I was gonna take them to see lights. So we're gonna go see some Christmas lights. Put that down. We're gonna go see these Christmas lights and stuff tonight too.
I feel like it.
That Barbie house might be going back if she don't get it together. Taking that trip to the county jail kind of made me want to do a video for y'all, and just show y'all a little bit of my story. You know, story time videos, I think they're always dope. I always enjoy doing them with y'all, right? So this story is gonna kind of be like in two parts. Not 2-part video, but I gotta just give y'all everything that I can get y'all at once. And it's more about like how I ended up on probation, which later led me to actually being incarcerated or sent to prison for the first time. All right, so this is Hillview Apartments, man. I used to live out here in these apartments a long time ago. I was probably about like 19 years old. My son's mom, my oldest kids, my 2 oldest sons, their mom my mom like knew the people who ran the complex or whatever, so she was able to put in the word to get my kid's mom an apartment out here or whatever, and she threw me, my mom, because I didn't even want to move out here. Actually, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I didn't want to move out here, but my mom kind of forced me to come out here and live with my kid's mom. You know what I mean? I think I was like, I may have been 18. I was like 18 when my oldest son was born. So I moved out here or whatever. And I really was staying here for like maybe 8 months straight. I made my first big, what I considered big money back then out here. Like I remember getting like bands out here for real. But this is the building I stayed in right here, right? And we gonna walk up in here in a minute. But so I was out here hustling, getting money out here. So even when I stopped living with her and staying out here, I still was coming back and forth out here. Now, at some point when I moved out of here, I ended up linking up with Talia's mom. And I was staying with her, whatever. But you know, like I said, I was still coming out here getting money or whatever. And one night, I don't know, I was out drinking or something, man. I do remember I was drinking. I remember that part. You gotta think this has been over 20 years ago. Let me lock my door. This has been over 20 years ago, right? But I was out here drinking. I'm gonna show y'all the apartment that we actually stayed in. Dang, it's been a long time since I've been down here. So we stayed in this apartment down here. That's where she stayed. But I had a bop. Now I'll explain to y'all what a bop is. I stayed in this apartment right here. So I was out here doing whatever I was doing or whatever. Me and Talia's mom was beefing. And I was out here probably backsliding or whatever, still trying to kick it with my son's mom. And the bop at the apartment that I just showed y'all had came down there and knocked on the door. And he wanted something, right? Now he was always short, but I knew him from when I really wasn't on. So like I always tried to look out for people when I wasn't on, and I always took twos and fews too. I was one of them type of people. It didn't matter. I wanted every single dollar. So I go in the house and I step in the kitchen. And when I step in the kitchen, I think I kind of told this story to y'all before, but now I'm giving y'all the visual. I step in the kitchen and he didn't want it. It was too little or something. He was complaining. I'm like, man, you ain't even got all the money you said you was gonna have, man. Like, you know, so instead of me putting it back in the bag in the sack where I had all the rest of my work at, I just slipped the piece I had took out in my pocket. And I came out here and I got my car. So somehow or another, daylight turned in nighttime turned into daylight, right? So I think I might have fell asleep out here, if I ain't mistaken, but I could have swore I was about to leave. Anyway, I leave here and I head up to Talia mom's house. So I get up and I come up here. At the time, I don't know if, y'all know I'm old, so I don't know if we had cell phones or pagers. I probably had a pager and a cell phone at the time. But I think that was around the time when cell phones were starting to become popular, prepaids, and then you can have a pager too. So I get up, come up here. Now at this time, I didn't actually come in this door. It used to be a parking lot back here. Some houses over here now. But it was a parking lot over here. Kind of basically where these two houses is at, it was parking lots, right? And she stayed up in this one. So I go upstairs, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I done been out all night. So I know she mad. And I probably didn't have a key, you know what I mean? So I get up here and I get the bam, bam, bamming on the door, bam, bamming on the door. So as I'm knocking on the door or whatever, she behind the door yelling, talking or whatever. And like, I ain't letting you in. I ain't letting you in, go back to where you came from. probably a couple cuss words or whatever. So I run down to my mom's house and I put my work up. I had another car there. So I went and put my work in my other car, and I come back and I'm yelling. At this point, she ain't answering the door, the phone, or nothing. So my dumb ass, I climb up on this, and then I jump over on the balcony, and I'm bamming on the sliding door. Eventually, she comes to the door. She like, "You better get up off my porch. This and that, whoop-de-whoop, I'm gonna call the police." Well, somebody else had already called them. And while I'm out there banging on the door, the police pull up right here. And one of them stayed down here and the other one go in the house, they come get me. They ask her, did he do anything to you? Like, nah, that's my daughter's dad or whatever. I think she matter of fact, I'm trying to think. Oh no, she was pregnant at the time. She didn't even have Talia yet. So they bring me downstairs, down here. I ain't had nothing on me. I'm like, nah, I ain't got nothing on me, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. They gonna let me go. They ain't even tripping. Man, we got about right here where I'm walking at right now. Dude went in my pocket and pulled out that one stone that I had took out for dude back at my other baby mama house. I was sick. Not only was I sick, see, I didn't always try to play both sides. So I had signed up to take the civil service test for the city at the time. So I was really about to get a job and try to change my life at that point. And so I tell dude, I'm like, man, like I'm supposed to be this and that and this, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. He like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll come to court for you. The judge probably ain't gonna do nothing, whatever. Anyway, long story short, they threw me on probation. And so I do my papers or whatever. I go to the halfway. I did have to go to a halfway house because I had dropped a couple dirty urines or whatever, smoking weed. I couldn't stop smoking weed at the time. And I get out the halfway house. Once I get out the halfway house, my PO, I had a black PO before that. She was cool. She was straight. The only reason why she sent me, no, she didn't even send me to the halfway house. They had switched me POs right before I went to the halfway house, and the new PO was the one that sent me to the halfway house, right? And she's like, well, you just need help. I can't remember. Maybe the black one sent me to the halfway house. I can't remember. But then I know they ended up sending her. She was over a different thing, and I got a new PO. So it seemed like the new PO is the one that sent me to the halfway house. But anyway, so I do like 128, 130, a little over 4 months in the halfway house, and I get out. And, you know, my PO was tripping about me having a job. I'm still in the street, still hustling, whatever, yada, yada. Still getting money, like getting to it. I was getting to it, though, at that point. And, so, me and my dude, Raymond, we go up to the probation office. Now, the reason why I brung Cuz with me is because I knew the last time I went up there, she was threatening to like take me to jail because I didn't have a job. So I didn't ride with me. I left him in the car with the keys. I said, if I don't come out, you know, just take the car to my mom or whatever, family member, wherever I was gonna have him take the car to. And I go up in there. This is the county building, but the probation office is up in there. I'm up in there. And she just talking crazy. She wasn't from here either. Like, I'm in Ohio, so y'all gotta understand, like, Ohio is predominantly white. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then she's actually from a rural area anyway. She ain't even from the city. Like, she from, like, in the country. So, she, like, 100% on the BS with me because I'm black. So, anyway, I'm in there, man. She get to talking crazy to me. Like, listen, bro. She talked to me so crazy. Like, you ever had your mom, like, or somebody talk to you real crazy, you get like that little like lump in your throat to the point where like you want, like, I don't know if it's like you about to cry or you mad or like you just want to punch somebody in the face. It was like that. It was terrible. So I took everything she said. Yep, you right. Yep, you right. She was like, next time you come in here, you ain't got no job, I'm locking you up. All right, I have a job when I come back. Man, I rolled down that elevator. It wasn't no doubt in my mind. I was never, ever coming back to the probation office again. So with that being said, I came back outside to the truck. I was in my car. I came back out. I had like a 78 Malibu at the time. It was nice too. Dual pipes, 350 motor in it, running. Y'all know I've been rocking with the cars forever. So I get back in the car. I look at Raymond and I tell bro, I'm like, hey, I ain't never coming back up here again, man. Let's go. I don't know if he was driving or I was driving, whoever was driving. We pulled off and I never came back. Now, mind you, I had 2 years of probation. I did 4 months in the halfway house. Talia was born while I was, my oldest daughter was born while I was in the halfway house. I wasn't allowed to go see her be born. I wasn't there. Her mom brought her to see me maybe a week or so after she was born. Crazy, right? So I want to say I was already on papers for about a year when I went to the halfway house. And then I went to the halfway house for those 4 months. So I was probably 18 months in on my papers. I probably only had like 6 months worth of papers left. And she was talking about sending me to jail. Not because I had dirty urines. Not because I had caught another case or anything like that while I was on papers. But because I didn't have a damn job. And at this point back then, we talking about like 2000. Yeah, we talking about 2000, not even 2001. I didn't make it to 2001. We talking about 2000. Back then, jobs wasn't hiring people with felonies the way that there is now. Like, I didn't work for the government at this point with like 3 felonies. You feel what I'm saying? But back then, it just wasn't like that, man. People wasn't getting hired with felonies and stuff, especially with it being that fresh. You know what I mean? Like, so there was no jobs for me, and I refused to go work at another temp service. So, of course, I'm back in the game. I was in the game the whole time I was on papers anyway, but I'm back in the game. I'm hustling, doing my thing or whatnot, and I'm getting money. I was getting to a real bag before I got locked up, even though I was like on the run for my papers or whatever. And I had this little spot I used to, cut up. I used to sit and post up in this little spot. It was around this time of year, man. It wasn't quite a year that I had been on the run. It was like more like 10, almost 11 months that I had been on the run from my PO, right? So it was this little spot, and this is my brother-in-law's dad's house right here, this brown house right here or whatever. So it was always a trap spot. His dad was a smoker, and that was the first person I ever even had made a fade to, like, ever. But so we was real close, and like they would let me sit over here, and I would normally sit from like 11 o'clock at night all the way to like 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning hustling. I was probably doing anywhere between a band to 2,500 a night. Just depends on what night it was. Like Sundays would be slow, Mondays be slow, but like it started picking up again like around Wednesday, Thursday. Some nights I just make it a little 850 or something like that. It just depends on what was going on and how the money was or whatever. So with that being said though, I had came up to the point where I didn't need to sit over here no more. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of like my come up spot. If I ever fell off or went down, came down, I would come over here to get my money right. And once I got my money right, I would stop sitting over here because I'd be then burnt it all the way down by the time I leave up out of here. So I still would like if they had somebody else sitting here and they needed something, I would come through or whatever on that side of it. But other than that, I wouldn't be sitting over here no more. And one day, they called me. Somebody, it was a girl that was sitting here. She needed it or whatever. And I'm like, well, I got it, but I just took it out. You know what I mean? I just got done putting it together. I need somewhere to lightweight bust it down. And like Talia's mom used to be tripping about me doing that at the house. So I'm like, well, I had a Regal. I had a Regal G-Body. And I had just got another motor. I had got a motor put in it, but the transmission went out that same day for some. I mean, basically, you know, I put all, you know, it's a long story, but you build a motor up and you put the wrong transmission behind it, you're gonna blow the transmission. Anyway, so with that being said, I was like, well, come get me, and I'll come up there. I mean, I'll come over to the house, and I'm gonna bust it down while I'm over there, and then I'll hook her up, and then I'll pay y'all for coming to get me. Then y'all can take me back to the house. So I get here, and I'm here long enough to cut up. I think I only brought an ounce with me. I was here long enough to cut up like a zip. I cut it up. I'm down like to the end, and like, you know, if anybody ever hustled before, you know that it'd be like little, we call it shape, the little like crumbs that be left. So I had took out some crumbs that I was gonna recook and put back together, and then I had took out some crumbs that I was gonna get it done for letting me, like, you know, bust it down over here or whatever. So I bag up the zip of stuff that I cut up. It's probably like 2,500 in stones, 24. I used to cut slabs back then, but you know what I mean, as time went on, whatever. But anyway, so I hear like some brakes, like sound like a truck or a bus like pulling up. So I'm in this window right here. That's the room I was in, and I look out the window. I had my homeboy Trav with me in there too. I look out the window. I'm like, oh fuck, it's the boys, it's the SWAT. They outside. So I hear them opening up shit. I'm moving around. I can hear them running up on the porch and everything. And what I did was I grabbed the zip, I mean, as fast as I could, and I opened this window right here. This one right here. And as I opened the window, I tossed it over this way. Now, I didn't know if it had fell downstairs or what, but it went over. It must have went over the roof because they never found it. So they come in there. I'm laying on my stomach. I tell Trav, I'm like, hey man, get down, because when they come in here, they gonna rush us. And I'm laying on my stomach. He laying on his stomach. They came in. They like freeze or whatever, because it took them a minute to get upstairs, because it was like fiends in this room. This is the front room. This is the TV room. Fiends in this room smoking. This is a back room with a TV in it. Old girl who wanted whatever, she was back here for with whoever she wanted to be with, and it was like 8 fiends downstairs in the basement smoking. And I want to say it was somebody in this back room too, like 2 people in the back room. So it was like about 16 people in the house when they came in here and raided it. So they get us up. Now when they bust the door open, and when I first jumped up to see who that noise was, I jumped up so crazy, the plate that I had on my lap that I was cutting up with fell off my lap. So all of that stuff is on the floor. You know what I mean? And I had a couple little things bagged up or whatever. So they come up in there, they get the stuff, they get me and Trav up out of there. I see everybody in handcuffs. They put us all in the paddy wagon. I mean, we was in there deep. It was so crazy. They caught a couple people like coming to the house while they was taking us to jail. But man, the whole street was full of like detective cars and cop cars. They had cars parked on that street and everything. So they get us downtown, and I tell Trav, I'm like, hey bruh, they put me and Trav in the same room. I come in there, he already in there. He cuffed to the table, then they cuffed me to the table. When they walk out, he like, man, this shit crazy. What the hell then? I'm like, hey, bruh, they listening to us. Because before they even got us downtown, the one dude was like, they asked me my name. I told them my name. I told him it was cool. I said, I ain't tripping. I said, man, I've been on a run for my PO for like a year anyway. I'm ready to get it over with. Because I knew that work wasn't really nothing. And he was like, oh, he said, well, we'll talk when we get downtown. I was like, oh, no, we ain't got nothing to talk about. He's like, oh, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I'm like, yeah, well, me and you ain't talking about nothing. Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. So basically, they was trying to get me to, like, you know, cooperate and tell where I got the work from and all that stuff. But anyway, we get down there. I tell Trav to be quiet. They take us to the county, man. Now, Trav didn't even have nothing. This is the crazy part of the story. None of the work was his. Trav was like my engineer. He made beats and stuff from when I was rapping and all of that stuff. So basically, he just hung. He was from the hood. You know, we claim the same thing. So he just hung with me. I was like his big homie. He would just be around. You know, and I would take care of cats. They'd be around me. They could smoke and drink and all of that. You know what I mean? I wasn't never tripping about stuff like that. But anyway, they charged him. They charged me. And like I said, everything was mine. So Trav ended up being a trustee at the county, sort of like the dude y'all seen outside on the golf cart. So they had him bringing our trays around, and I'm like, hey, bruh. I'm like, so what they didn't charge you with? This might have been before or after we went to court. But I asked him again, like, have you heard from his lawyer? Did they charge? I said, all right, well, listen. If it come down to it and they get to trying to take you to jail or whatever, I'm gonna take out and I'm gonna tell them it's mine. Like that way, I'm not take you to trial or whatever, charge you with it, because he had a warrant anyway, so he was gonna be at the county anyway. But they end up dropping his charges and put everything on me as they should, and I ended up going to jail, man. I ended up getting charged for both of those charges. Like I said, the one wasn't nothing, because I had put my work up in my car and had the little stone in my pocket messing around with Coleman. So that was like a F5, a felony 5, only carried from 6 to 12 months. And then the new charge, a little bit of shake, but at the end of the day, I mean, a little bit of stuff they found in there, the shake and a little couple crumbs or whatever, they charged me with another felony 4. So I had to go to prison on the felony 5 probation violation and the felony 4 new possession charge, and they ran my sentence together concurrent, and I only ended up getting like 14. No, I got 16 months, but they gave me credit for the 4 months that I did behind the county in the halfway house, man. So I got skated out of there with a year, man. And it was a crazy experience for me to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, I used to hear all the about all the fighting and stuff that was going on, so I figured I was gonna have to fight when I got down there. Plus I had enemies from the streets, what I thought was enemies, but later really it wasn't even enemies. You know, it was like we all from the same city, we all together. And I forged a lot of alliances with people outside of my own neighborhood, from different neighborhoods that used to be considered to be rivals or considered us to be rivals, that still last to this day, man. You know what I mean? I'm cool with a lot of dudes that's from different neighborhoods that we didn't get along with when we was kids, based off of us being locked up, man. But I feel like, you know, that's one case, and I'll tell a story about my other case another time or whatever, and some of the other stuff I didn't got into or whatever. But like I said earlier, man, I didn't have to go through that, man. I didn't have to be in this house hustling. I didn't have to be on probation. I didn't have to be tripping with my BM, climbing on balconies and with $20 worth of crack in my pocket that I done took out of a sack. You know what I mean? None of that stuff, man, because it's all petty, man. So none of that stuff actually had to happen to me, man. You know, I come from a great family, man, and I had all the tools given to me that I needed to actually succeed and be successful in life. And if I wanted to go to college, I know my mom and my dad would have paid or did or worked as hard as they needed to, overtime, 2-3 jobs, whatever it was that I wanted to do to go to school or whatever, man. I made some bad choices in life, and it still affected me to this day. But, you know, I mean, I'm persevering and I'm pushing through it, and, you know, I done overcame a lot of stuff, and I done did some things that a lot of people in my same situation with the same type of criminal record wouldn't be able to do. So I am thankful for that. But at the same time, you know, I just didn't have to take the hard route. I could have taken the easy route, man. But due to circumstances and influences from stuff outside of my own home, and me seeing people that I looked up to, you know, like my brother-in-law and other people, seeing them, what they was doing and stuff, you know, I wanted to hustle. I wanted to be in the streets, and, you know, this was a bad path, man. So, you know, I just advise anybody that don't, I really don't feel like anybody has to live that lifestyle, but you know, for some people, you absolutely don't have to live that lifestyle at all. And circumstances is a lot different today than they was back then. Like, you still got bad cities and neighborhoods across the country, but you know, a lot of places things is a lot better than they was when I was growing up. Like, the crack epidemic was crazy. Like, everybody's mom was smoking crack, everybody's older sisters was smoking crack, you know what I mean? Crack phased out with age, you know what I mean? Because all the crackheads back like that I was serving was older than me. Young people wasn't smoking crack. If they was in the closet with it. But for the most part, the young people was doing all these other different designer drugs and ecstasy and, you know, smoking weed and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, occasionally, you know, people was in the closet snorting powder and stuff, but, you know, they wasn't smoking crack or nothing like that, which it really ain't too much of a difference to me. But anyway, the crack era was a different monster, man. And anybody that grew up in that and survived that and seen that and witnessed it, y'all understand what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, you know, I still, me myself, my parents weren't on crack during that era. My parents weren't out here strung out selling themselves or selling all my toys and stuff like that. Some people actually went through that, you know what I mean? People that I know actually went through that. It was people's moms that used to be in this exact house, you feel what I'm saying, that I knew that was in there turning tricks and whatever they needed to do to get that, you know what I mean, to get high. Like, it was wild. It was, I mean, like, listen, because I done hustled in a lot of different places. I done hustled on the block, on the corner where cars is pulling up and we run into the car, serving them, walking away, hand to hand. I call that hand to hand. Or like on the phone, deliverer, whatever. I done been in a few different, you know, dope houses and stuff like that. But the stuff I witnessed in this house, man, changed my life. And like, it'll forever be something that I'll remember. I'll never forget the things that went on in this house. I'll never forget the stuff that I witnessed in that house, man. Crazy, man. But yeah, that's it, man. That's the vlog for today, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, tuning in, man. I'm gonna get this up for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed story time, man. Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing these story time videos, mixing it up, man. Bring y'all different style videos, vlogs every now and then, man. But get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all want to see. We got a lot coming up. Christmas is coming up soon. I'm gonna be taking the kids to go see some lights. We're gonna be, I think we're getting pictures and stuff done. So it's gonna be a lot going on this week, man. I got a lot of content that's gonna be coming y'all's way, man. So keep staying tuned, man. Y'all already know what it is. CMR Gang.